Arthur Govin. I am the Partnership Coordinator at the Next Street Driving School. Here to kind of walk you through our driver's ed process and the driver's ed process for Connecticut. So anyone watching, you are interested in getting your license and you want to know how to do it, what you have to do, where you have to go, and I'm going to walk you through that today. So first thing, I'm going to, I put some links on the comment page for that you can follow along with today. One of those is our complete guide to getting your license. In there, I will walk you through it, and we can start the webinar. Okay, so complete guide to getting your license in Connecticut. First step to getting your license, you got to get your permit. Okay, seems pretty self-explanatory, but you have to get your permit, and you have to be at least 16 to get your permit in Connecticut. So the day you turn 16, you can schedule you can schedule it for the day you turn 16. So you schedule your permit test. You have to take it at the DMV, and you have to schedule it on the DMV website, which it's not too hard to navigate the DMV site. But basically, you would go to the site and then schedule your appointment there. So first thing I'm going to take you through is our permit page. So if you want to follow along or just keep this for memory, you would go to thenextstreet.com/permit, and then it's going to bring you to this page, which has test preparation in Connecticut and all that type of stuff. So it pretty much brings you to 4 helpful links, which is schedule your permit test, which brings you to the DMV website, and then you would schedule it on their site whenever they have blocks. So right now, I know permit tests are booking out pretty far. So I would say, on our site, it says 8 to 14 week waiting period. I think that's about accurate for right now, if not a little bit longer. So, a few months before you turn 16, schedule that test, try to take it the day you turn 16, and you'll be good to go with that. So you'd schedule your test there. This is our free permit prep ebook. That's ours, which I can take you through. Basically, when you get to this page, you'll have to type in some information. So I'll type in my stuff, Naugatuck, info at the Next Street, prospective student, I'm a teen, and I don't have it scheduled yet. So I'm going to download it now. And then you would click here and you would download this. So this is our permit test ebook, which is, it's very nice looking, and it kind of takes you through everything you really need to know and takes you where you need to go, exactly what you need for the permit, but doesn't have a ton of actual information that'll be on your permit test. So there are a couple other places you can go for that. One of them is the DMV site, again, where you can download the Connecticut Driver's Manual. So it's going to take you to the DMV website, and then you're going to go to Learner's Permit. Learner's Permit, Driving Manuals, and then you'll go down Driver's Manuals, English version, and then it's going to take you to this. So that's another one of the links that's on the comments right now, so you can see that and go right there if you need it. So back to here. Yeah, so this is the black and white version, but again, this one has all the actual information that you're going to need to pass your test. So it tells you all of the laws that you're going to need to know. It goes through street signs. I'm sure your parents had one of these, where it's kind of a cheat sheet for all the street signs, and it tells you what to do and what to expect with that. So that you're going to want to study before your test, because people think that they can just kind of walk in and pass. Like, there's more than just, what's the shape of a stop sign. There's a lot more to it. So you're going to want to at least go through this once. I know it looks maybe a little daunting, but go through it once. And then what I would recommend is take some practice tests on our website. So if you want to take the practice tests, you would go here. You'd put in your information. I think this is just the next street number. And then Naugatuck, prospective student. Have you already scheduled? No. Oops. Type teen. So then you would go here, and then it would give you all these permit tests. So it would give you these practice tests that you can do. Again, we give you some tips here where it says if you pass it 5 times in a row, you're probably good. I would say that that's a pretty good threshold to know, like, okay, I don't need to, I think I'm pretty prepared if I can pass these like 5 or 6 times in a row. So that's basically everything with permit. Again, you would schedule it all through the DMV. That's like the one thing that you have to do at the DMV. So you would take care of that. You get your permit. Okay. And then next step, you would prepare to take your permit test. As I said, we went through everything, but again, you're going to want the DMV checklist, and that permit test ebook, permit prep ebook will get you ready for this too. And it tells you exactly what you need. So 2 forms of identification, 2 pieces of mail. You're going to take a vision test before you take your permit test. And hopefully you already know if you need glasses or not, and bring those along with all the other stuff that you need. And then there's a fee for the DMV and a Social Security letter of denial, which that's for international students if you need that. So yes, so you've taken your permit test. Next thing you have to do in order to get your license is sign up for driver's ed. So you would hopefully sign up for the Next Street and then take your courses through us. So the best way to enroll with the Next Street is to go to thenextstreet.com, and then you could either go to this menu and go to enroll, or you could just do thenextstreet.com/enroll, which again is one of the links in the comments right now. So you would enroll online. You can enroll by phone, and you can call and take care of all of that. But if you want to just take care of it and enroll online, that's great too. So you'd enroll online. You'd give your zip code and your date of birth, February 5th. I'll say 2003. I'm a little bit older than that, but 2003, and then you'd view the locations, and then you'd pick which one you want to sign up for. So if you live in Naugatuck, you would pick, Naugatuck location or Naugatuck High School, whatever's most convenient for you, and however you heard of us is the best way. So you can sign up through location. And then when you get to the location, you're going to pick one of these options. So say you want to take the full driver's ed, and then it would bring you to this menu, which is our available classes. So right now, we're booking actually really not far, only about a week in advance, less than a week in advance for taking online virtual classes. So you would and again, all of our classes are virtual right now because of COVID, obviously, and we're trying to be as safe as we can be. So it makes it so we're a lot more flexible with our schedule. So you would sign up for any one of these classes that you want, whatever would fit your schedule. If you miss a class, you can always make it up in a different class, or, whatever you have to do. The virtual experience has given us a lot more flexibility and the ability to make your own schedule as you go along. So again, if Tuesdays and Thursdays work for a while, but then you have to switch to Mondays and Wednesdays, then you would call or go on your student portal and fix that as you go along. But yeah, so you'd pick one of these classes and then you'd move along from there. So you've signed up for driver's ed. You've taken some classes. Now you want to do some driving lessons, which would be included if you take the full course, driving lessons are included, and you'd be able to take 4 2-hour lessons with our licensed instructors. Again, health and safety protocols are our number one priority. So you'll see the featured link on the Facebook Live is our health and safety protocols. It's also like the first thing you see when you go on our website. So if I were to go here, health and safety protocols, you'll see my beautiful face, or half of my beautiful face. And then you'll see all the different things that we're doing to make sure that we're keeping everyone safe. That's our main priority. I actually did lessons because we needed some all hands on deck when we came back. And I was doing some lessons. And at first I was a little nervous, but I will say with all the health and safety protocols, it did make me feel a lot safer. And, every car is sanitized and scrubbed clean before the next student comes. Everyone's wearing masks. Windows are cracked. Gloves, steering wheel covers, seat covers. We're going the extra mile to make sure that everyone is safe. So that you'll be able to book your lessons at one of our locations. And then you would take the driver's education, like the behind the wheel lessons, from one of our locations. You would take 4 of those. Again, if you did the full course. If you did the 8-hour course, you would just, it doesn't include lessons, but you can add them as you go along if you feel like you need them from us. And then I always recommend at least taking one behind the wheel lesson. I feel like, as much as your parents, they want to help, it's sometimes, it's good to have a real professional come in and show them exactly what you're supposed to do, because a lot of the laws have changed. The DMV might be expecting something a little bit different than what they were when you first came or when your parents took their tests. So it's good to get a refresher and understand exactly what the expectations are before you go in. So you've taken your lessons, you've done your driver's ed, you got your permit. Now the next thing for you is, get behind the wheel, as I explained, is check your eligibility. So if you were to take just the 8-hour safe driving course and you're under 18, you would have to wait 180 days, so 4 months, or 6 months before you were able to get your license. And then again, if you wanted to test at our location, you would need to take at least one driving lesson, behind the wheel lesson with us. But if you're over 18, you would at least have to hold your permit for 90 days. Now, if you did the full course, 30 hours, including the driving, you only have to wait 120 days, so 4 months as opposed to 6 months, which is nice. And you'd be able to take your test right after that 4 months is up. So you've checked your eligibility. Hey, I took my classes. I've completely finished them. It's 4 months after I got my permit, so now I can finally take my test. So you have 2 options here. You can either schedule your road test at our location, which is, of course, always what I would recommend, or schedule it at a DMV location. So the benefits, and you can see our testing at the Next Street webinar that I did with our testing team manager, Jeff Smith. We went over all the benefits to testing at our location and why it's so much better. So when I actually first joined the Next Street, I was hired as a testing host. So basically, I would go through everything you need to know right before your test. I would be there with you, kind of calming you down. It would definitely be a lot less stressful than going into the DMV, which, is loud and noisy, and you're not going to have to wait if you take it at our location, which is a huge benefit. You might have to wait 15 minutes as opposed to the DMV, where even if you schedule it at a certain time, you could be waiting there 3 hours. And the more you wait, the worse off you're going to be, with your nerves. So I always say, try to test at our location and just get it done with us. There'll be a nice, kind person there answering any questions for you. So you would test at our location. The only requirements for that is that you've done at least one driving lesson with us. So again, if you just took the 8-hour course, you would have to at least do one driving lesson with us. And you have to be under 22 years old, which is just one of those kind of arbitrary things that the DMV gave to us. I'm not really sure why they wouldn't want to take as many people off their plate as possible, but you don't always get the answers that you want from the DMV. So we could also meet you at the DMV, which you would be able to use our car, which is another huge benefit to testing with us. Whether we meet you at the DMV or you come to our location, is using our car, which will always pass inspection. They're always super easy to drive. Very, even if you've been practicing at home on a pickup truck or a minivan or a SUV, our cars are so easy to drive that, it won't be that much of a difference. And they're the same cars that you take your lessons in if you do lessons with us. So it's really easy to get in there and just take your test. So if you plan on just testing at the DMV, it's just important to make sure that you have everything that you need, which again, if you download this, guide to getting your license in Connecticut, it'll tell you all the forms of identification you need, and including the vehicle identification like insurance and registration and stuff like that. So now you've tested at the DMV, or you tested at our location, let's say. You've done everything and you have not passed your license test. So unfortunately, it can happen sometimes. People get nervous, or, a lot of things happen. So if you did not pass your license test, you would have to wait 2 weeks and then reschedule your test. So luckily right now, with tests, we do have availability. Lessons, driving behind the wheel lessons are at a premium. So I would definitely say you're going to want to get your permit as soon as you can, and when you sign up for our class, to get your lessons scheduled immediately, because we're booking pretty far out for the lessons. And but the tests, however, aren't booking too far out, so you should be able to get that pretty easily. And then if you pass, when you pass, I should say, the next thing you would do is to just make sure that you are following all the new driver laws. So there are some restrictions for 16 and 17-year-olds in Connecticut. Again, I think they're good, and they just encourage safe driving behavior. For the first 6 months, parents or legal guardian, at least one of whom holds a valid driver's license, can be in the car with them, or a person who's 20 years old who's had their license for 4 or more years with no suspension. They can also be in the car with the new driver as well. And then after the second 6 months, you can have your immediate family. But then until your 18th birthday, you're not allowed to drive between the hours of 11 or 5, unless, one of these exceptions, obviously school, medical necessity, religion, or religious activities, or employment. And then on your 18th birthday, you're able to kind of go ahead and go. You can have a hands-free device, meaning like a GPS. But until then, no screens in the car for 16 or 17-year-olds. If you have your phone with you, you put it in the glove box and you don't look at it until you're done driving. But then after that, enjoy your freedom. So that's basically the breakdown of everything. So now I'm going to be here to answer any questions. I'm going to go through the comments. I'm sure we've gotten a few comments here. So I will look at them. Okay. If no behind-the-wheel lessons are available in one location, can you take it at another? Yes, of course. So if you sign up, say you sign up at the Naugatuck location and you're doing your classes, you do a couple lessons there, but then there's not one that's available, then you could take it at another location, wherever there's availability. Our lessons offered at Fairfield High School. So usually both Fairfield schools are... we do offer lessons out of there, but Unfortunately, right now, because of COVID, we're not doing lessons out of high school. So our closest location to Fairfield, though, we have a Westport location, Norwalk, Stamford, Trumbull, Monroe. We have locations in that area. So, yeah, only for students. But, well, usually it wouldn't be a problem with, if you were a student of Fairfield or not. Taking lessons out of there, but every school is a little bit different. But again, we're not doing anything at high schools right now. Oh, got a question here. Just to confirm, the eye exam happens at DMV, not something that needs to be done prior. No, so that happens at the DMV. Yeah, exactly. That happens at the DMV when you take your test. Just make sure that if you wear glasses, bring them. If you wear contacts, bring them, and make sure you let the DMV agent know that you're wearing contacts, and that will go onto your license. One last little review. Basically, 2 steps before you get your license. You got to take your permit test at the DMV, do driver's ed at our location or at our driving school, and then you wait till you're eligible to take your license test. You take your test, you pass, you're driving. I am going to end it for today. If you have any questions, you email us or message us on Facebook, and we'll be happy to answer any questions. Thank you all so much.